Hey everyone, it's week 2 of owning my M4 and I'm really loving it so far. It really is a fantastic car. You know, I was initially a little shocked with the differences between it and the 911. You know, the 911 is a smaller, lighter car, and so the M4 felt big and heavy after driving that, but very quickly I've got used to it, and you know, it's such a lovely, comfortable, high performance car. I'm really loving it, and I remember now what I loved so much about, you know, my previous M3 as well, and why I kept that so long. It's because it's such a great car. You know, I think I would consider the M4 to be still a very sporty luxury car, and the 911 to be a luxury sports car. But you know, there's not as much difference between them as you might think. It's just that the M4 is a lot more comfortable, it's a lot more usable, whereas the 911 is a smaller, lighter, more performance-based car. So you know, there's great things about both of them, and you know, I'm really loving the M4 and all the benefits of having, you know, an easier to live with car. Anyway, the purpose of this video is not for us to drive the car. You know, I've only had the car 2 weeks and it's still under 1,000 miles. I'll do more driving videos where I can thrash it more once it's a little bit more running, after it's had its first oil change, after it's done over 1,000 miles. So the purpose of this video is to talk about the options that I got. Not only the options that I got, but also talk a little bit about what you get for the M package. A base 435, for example, is about 45,000. The base M4 is about 65,000. So what do you get for that $20,000? And really, you get quite a lot. You know, obviously you get all the performance stuff, or the M stuff, the better engine, but you get a lot of options that are options in the 435, but come as part of the M package in the M4 or the M3. So I'll go over those as well. Meantime, before we do that, I wanted to try and quickly whip through some questions that people would ask me. The first one being from Stephen D, who writes, so 2 questions. Ever find out what that airbag light flashing was about? And what was the whine when coming to a stop? I knew you'd be impressed by the torque. It's not hard to be. Okay, so Stephen asked the same question a lot of people asked about those 2 things. The airbag light, as it turns out, a lot of people had suggested that, you know, I'd put stuff on the seat, or that I'd messed up by not having the dealer walk me through the options. But the reality was that the dealer screwed up. They had not taken the car out of delivery mode when they gave it to me, and so the airbags were disabled, and the car had to go back and have that fixed. And it was in the dealership for a couple of days, and now I've got it back, and it's been perfect, no problems at all. As for the little whistling sound when you came to a stop, there's actually another engineer from another dealership that answered in the comments, and I forget his name, sorry, but I appreciate that he answered, and he said that the little whistling sound was actually the discs and the rotors, so the pads on the disc rotor getting worn in, and he was right. He said after 500 miles you won't hear that sound anymore, and sure enough, I'm at 800 or 900 miles now and no sound. So thank you very much for letting me know about that. The next question comes from Scruffy Wuffy, who writes, Nick, your kitty in the background is Yas Marina Blue. I think you should get a gorilla in Yas Marina Blue and take it for a spin. I think what he's talking about is that little ceramic blue dog that I've got in the background, which is actually the same shape as my dog Tui. That's why I've got that. But no, I don't think we'll be getting any blue gorillas, will we, William? The next comment is also about the Yas Marina Blue, which lots of people were upset that I had called that colour disgusting. I'm sure it will grow on me. NizD22 writes, I also agree that the blue colour is disgusting. Why do you think newborn baby boys are always dressed in that baby blue colour? Because at that stage, parents don't give a fuck about how the baby looks. Good one. Next question is from CV1983Win. Nick, I hope you're not planning to pull the crap Drive Plus is trying to pull and start charging us for your videos. You'll need to mess up a lot of new cars for that. When is your new baby coming back? Yes. So the big channel news is that I'll be charging $100 from now on per month for you guys. And for that $100, you get to see me wander around 24 hours a day scratching myself. No, there'll be no charging going on here. I don't do my videos for money or anything like that. It's just for fun. But what he is talking about, of course, is interesting to me and a lot of other YouTubers, and that is that Drive have switched to a subscription-based product now. And I'll be very curious to see how that pans out. I've got a lot of friends in the media world, and they say subscription-based product is a great way to relieve the load on your servers, meaning that nobody likes to pay for subscription-based product. Mind you, it's pretty cheap. $4 a month I think they're charging here in the States, and similar amounts around the world, except for Germany for some reason can't get it at all. But even at $4 a month, I think that's over the point that some people like to pay. You know, we're also used to paying $1 or 99 cents for things these days, and you know, whenever you buy an app for your phone or a song on YouTube, if it's $1, you don't even think about it. But when it's $2 or $3 or $4, hey Tui, you start to think twice about it. So I'll be curious, especially when these days Netflix and even my HBO subscription I think is only $10 a month, and that's for hundreds of movies and TV shows. So for a video every week or 2 weeks from Drive, I'm not sure how many people are going to go for it, but I wish them all the success, because they have the best driving products on YouTube, if you ask me. Chris Harris and Matt Farrar, they are funny guys. They know what they're talking about. Their product is top notch. There's no question about that. So I'll be watching with interest, and I hope one way or the other we continue to see a lot of good stuff from those guys, because their product is top notch. The next question comes from Wrinkled Demon, who writes, camera related question. Did you use a rig for the start of the video, or did you just hold the camera really close to your body and stabilize it? What he is asking about is, when I do the walk around videos, the camera is sort of gliding around. I use this product. I use this Glide Cam HD 2000, which is like a glide cam, like a stabilizer. You put the camera on the top and you put the right weights on the bottom, and it sort of stabilizes it with this gimbal. I'm not that good at using this product, to be honest. I get by, and that's sort of why I got that drone. I'm hoping the drone will give us better views of me being able to circle around, and certainly in the short time that I've had the drone, I'm already really enjoying flying it and getting some of the shots, and hopefully in my next video you'll see a lot more drone shots of me either chasing the car or taking different views from the air. So yeah, on with the drone. The drone is good fun. The next question comes from Mr. E, who writes, are you going to get laser jammers installed on your M4? Yes, done, tick. I have had the Escort 9500 CI installed. It looks like I'm trying to sell this product, doesn't it? I love this product, actually. I would try and sell it. I've had it in my last few cars, and it has saved me countless times. And before anyone freaks out and says, Nick, this is why you have so many problems in your car, because you install this shit, it wasn't the case. I didn't have the problems in the 911 because I installed the radar detector or the dash cam. I had the dealership do it. I had the engineer from Porsche North America confirm that the installation of the radar and the laser jammer and the dash cam had nothing to do with the problems in my previous car. So I always make sure I get them installed by certified engineers, get it all done properly. It's not a big deal. Lots of people have them in their cars, and it is. It's a great device. I don't have too many problems here in Connecticut, but New York and Massachusetts, those cops, they want to get me. So we try and avoid those guys. The other thing I had installed was a dash cam. Dash cams, I think, are a must. If you're ever in any sort of altercation with another driver, you can always prove that you're in the right or in the wrong with your dash cam. Easy to install, fantastic devices. And I've gone back to having using the black view. I think it's the DS 500 GW model. I had problems with the last one I had. It wasn't 100% reliable, so I got a brand new one, and it works well. I'd actually tried some other models. Meantime, I tried this this Lucas black box model, which was pretty good, but it's big and ugly, and I didn't want this hanging from my dash, so I've gone back to the black view, which is a sort of a more compact model. I've got it hidden up in the up behind the rear vision mirror there. It's out of the way. It does a good job. It's a clear picture, so I'm pretty happy with that. The Passport, I've also got the little screen hidden up in the corner, and how it works for me is I actually have the sound off, and if there's a laser or radar detection, when it shows up on the screen, just because it's in the corner of my eye, I can react a lot faster than if it was the sound coming through. So yeah, I'm happy with both those products. The only other modifications I've made to my car are a Zerg sticker on the back window, for those of you who know what a Zerg is, and a Kiwi sticker on the back. Other than that, I'm going to leave my car pretty much stock. I'll consider an exhaust change maybe later in the year or next year if they come out with an exhaust that gives a fruity sound. Which, as it turns out, is the next question about. Cars fan writes, "Congratulations on the new car, mate. I am a big BMW fan as well. My question, what do you think about the exhaust note between the V8 and the inline six? Is it bad? Happy motoring." No, it's not bad. I guess from the E92 BMW to the new M4, everything is improved. Everything is better. It's a better car overall, I think, except the sound. Certainly the V8 sound, I love that sound. The inline six twin turbo, it's still a pretty good sound, particularly from the outside. I'll do more videos on the sound in the future so you guys can understand, but the V8 is always going to sound a little better than an inline six, but it's not the end of the world. I really liked the 911's engine as well. That sounded awesome. It's not terrible. It's not as good as the V8, but still pretty good. And finally, because we want to get on with this video at some point, stop me rabbiting on, I had a request from a user, Moki Boki Snoboki, who had written to me and goes, "Nick, can you feature me on your comment section?" And I said, "Sure, send me a joke." So he did. Here is his joke. Fred was walking down the street when his best friend Joe pulled up in a brand new Porsche. "Where the hell did you get that Porsche?" Fred asked in disbelief. "Well," Joe replied, "last night I was out at a bar and started dancing with this girl. When the bar closed, she motions for me to follow her. We jump into her Porsche, we drive off into the mountains. She stops, jumps out of the car, takes off all her clothes and tells me, 'You can have anything you want.' So I took the car." "That was pretty smart," said Fred, "seeing how her clothes probably wouldn't have fitted you anyway." Nice one. So yes, that's how you get your comment read on my comment section. Send me a good joke or an average joke. Anyway, so on with what the purpose of this video is. I'm going to list out all of the options that I got on this car, and we'll go through those one by one. And I'll also try and list out the best I can what I believe to be the differences between a standard 4 Series or 3 Series and the M Series, and we'll go through those changes as well. So I hope you enjoy the video. Leave me any questions in the comments below, or write to me directly on my email address. And hopefully I'll be able to get a more driving related video out to you guys soon. Anyway, I'll see you in my next video. Okay, so let's start out by looking at what you get for that extra $20,000 you pay for the M model 4 or 3 Series. And obviously the headline feature is, of course, the engine. It's got a claimed 432 horsepower, which is 317 kilowatts. Although I've got a funny feeling that's a little understated. A couple of people have already put these cars on dynos and found that they're really producing a lot more, between 460 to 480 horsepower at the crank, and like 440 at the wheels. So yeah, it might be a little understated, but the real gem of that engine, of course, is all the torque. 550 newton meters torque, and I think that's about 360 foot-pounds of torque. And yeah, you really feel all that torque, and once again, it may be a little understated. Next up is the look of the car, the body panels, the lightweight construction, the flared arches, and the carbon roof. You know, this is probably what makes, apart from the engine, the next most special thing about the M series is the cars look so much more aggressive. They've got, well, BMW claims to be a more aerodynamic shape, although I personally doubt that. They seem to be quite flat on the front. But yeah, really a lovely looking shape overall, just so much more aggressive than the standard 3 or 4 series. And a lot of those panels are made of lightweight materials, aluminium and so forth. The bonnet, the front flares, the front quarter, I think. So the car overall, and of course the carbon fibre roof, so the car overall is lighter than a standard 3 or 4 series. And then there's the M branding. You've got the M badges on the instrument cluster. You've got the M badge on the M steering wheel. You've got the M badge on the gear lever. You've got the M badge on the seats. You've got the M badge down on the footwell rest. You've got the M badge on the door sills, of course. You've got the M badge on the side. You've got the M badge on the wheels. You've got the M badge on the brakes. You've got the M badge on the front grille. And probably most noticeable of all is that you've got the M badge on the rear. Underneath the bonnet, you also have an M badge on the engine. In fact, the only place in this car that doesn't have an M badge is the trunk. If you want to avoid an M badge, you get into the trunk. Then there's the M active differential, which obviously is an electronic locking diff. The launch control to get yourself off the mark in the most aggressive way possible. I haven't tried it on my car yet, but because I'm waiting for it to be a little more run-in. The M suspension, which can be upgraded to the active M suspension. I got that for another $1,000. The M brakes, the M shift indicator, the full navigation. The full navigation is really nice in this car. It gives you the touchpad iDrive controller. Works reasonably well, or you can enter your address through voice, or you can do it manually. It's all very nice. You know, I've never been a big fan of iDrive, but this latest generation seems to work pretty well. The M steering wheel. The M steering wheel is pretty cool. It comes with the M buttons, of course, so you can program your M settings. You know, to your suspension, your steering, your throttle response to however you want to one, and then another one can have another set of settings. And of course, the M steering wheel also has the nice soft leather. It's nice and fat, and it's got the lovely 3-color deviated stitching on it as well. The M 10-way power seats. The seats in this car I find very comfortable. They're certainly an improvement on the seats in the old E92 that I had. And of course the M leather. Now this is something which I think a lot of people overlook, is that the quality of the leather in the M series is far, far superior to the standard BMW leather. I find the standard BMW leather to be pretty hard, fairly vinyl feeling leather, whereas the leather in the M series BMWs is very, very soft. I like it even more than the Porsche leather, and it seems to be wear fairly well. I did 90,000 plus miles on my last M BMW, and I had no issues with the wear and the leather. Be interested to see how marked up the white leather in this car is going to get, especially since I let TUI run riot in this car. But so far, yeah, the leather leather, I really like the leather. It's lovely, lovely and soft to touch. It really is the best leather I've ever had in a car. And then there's the real-time traffic, which is excellent in the BMWs once again. Much better than the real-time traffic in the Porsche I had. Remote services, I've no idea what that is. And then a bunch of minor stuff. M mirrors, M wheels, carbon interior trim inside, shadow line exterior trim. It's got an alarm. It's got the programmable HomeLink garage opener. Heated seats, extended instrument cluster, and finally you get an M keyring as well. So there you have it. Quite a lot of shit you get in your M4 or M3 for that extra 20 grand. Whether or not it's worth it comes down to you, I guess. But for me, I think it's reasonable value for money. It's not just an engine upgrade; it's a whole suite of things. They really change virtually every aspect of the car with the M series. Okay, finally, we're at the point of this whole video. It's gotten completely out of control lengthwise. I apologize. You'll be sick of my voice by the end of this. But yes, you deserve a prize if you made it all this way and you continue watching this video, I think. So finally, on to the options, and here they all are. If you add them all up, it's a little over $26,000. I got all of these options except for the last one, the M ceramic brakes, which, I think a lot of people will probably skip them because the standard steel brakes are so excellent. It would be nice to have the ceramic brakes, but there's a lot of things I could do with $8,000, especially when I don't track my car that often. I just couldn't see the value. Anyway, so starting from the top, metallic paint for $550. That's pretty self-explanatory. The M4 leather is an upgrade from the extended leather package. At $2,500, you get a lot more deviated stitching, leather across the top of the dash, more deviated stitching there, and more leather on the door panels, and more stitching. Just more leather splashed around all over the place. That lovely soft leather that I was talking about earlier on. Next is the Driver Assistance Plus package, which lists 3 things, but it's actually 4 things. It's a blind spot detection, the driving assistant, which is 2 things, which is the stay in lane warning and the collision warning, and finally the top and side view cameras, which are part of the first 2 items. It needs those cameras in order to do the blind spot detection and the driving assistant. So that all has to be bundled together. In the car, they're controlled by these 3 little lights, 3 little buttons down by your knee here, and you get these little amber lights when it's on and functioning. The lane change assist is a little light on the rear vision mirror here. See that little triangle? When there's a car in your blind spot, that triangle lights up. If a car comes up to me here, you'll see the triangle's on, can't change lanes, or it's warning me not to change lanes. As soon as the car's passed, it goes off. And these little amber lights, when those little arrows on the top are lit, it means it can see the lane, and if you start wandering from the lane, it'll send a little vibration through the steering wheel warning you not to. And of course the frontal collision warning, I can't demonstrate that, but I can show it in the menu here. It just watches for cars in front of you and calculates the speed of approach, and will give you a warning if you're going to crash into something. So with the backing camera, you get 3 different views. You get the regular reverse view. So if I put it in reverse, it's a regular backing camera with the sensors. However, if I press this button, I get the front bumper views, which are basically the cameras on the front bumpers, either side, front and left. I don't know, I can see the side of the house and the wall. If I turn that view off and press the top camera button before I put it in reverse, I get this top-down display, which is the cameras either side on the mirrors showing either side of the car, and a reverse view, sort of a bird's eye view of the car from both angles. So I demonstrate how that works. Let me just stabilize the camera here. as I back up, I get to see, oh, there's a gorilla there, avoid that. Back up, oh, there's a gorilla there, stop. Yeah, so I get to see both the side view and the back view, but obviously I prefer the regular backing camera. This is only if you've got a lot of obstacles either side of you. This would be useful, I think. Next is the executive package, $4,000, expensive package, but there's a lot in it. Heated steering wheel, I won't demonstrate that, that's pretty self-explanatory. Comfort access, I'll show you that in a moment. Rear camera, I've already talked about that. Headlight washers, pretty self-explanatory for when you've got snow. Parking distance, self-explanatory. And heads-up display, I'll demonstrate that as well. And 1 year of satellite radio. Satellite radio, for those of you that are not in the US, you know, it gives you hundreds of channels, but really the sound quality of satellite radio is pretty poor here in the US. They compress the satellite stations down so much it sounds like a really low bit MP3. So I don't listen to a lot of music, but I listen to the talk stations a lot on satellite radio. So anyway, back to the comfort access and the heads-up display. The comfort access is pretty simple. You can lock the door or unlock the door just by touching the handle in the right spot if the key's in your pocket or nearby. And back at the trunk, if you wipe your foot underneath the bumper, it recognises it and opens the trunk. The heads-up display, I think I'd mentioned this about this earlier in a previous video, but it's a neat little display. You can configure it to show all sorts of different things. But yeah, it just displays whatever you've got it configured to display there on the road in front of you, so you don't have to put your eyes down on the dash. You can keep it up on the road. The lighting package, the LED lighting package for $1,900. What can I say about this? There's certainly, in low beam, it's the best lights I've ever used, better than the Xeons in the previous edition, that's for sure. High beam is okay, I'd give it 7 out of 10. Still not the brightest high beams I've ever used. That would go to the 911 that I had previously. They had amazing high beams and they were just Xeons. So yeah, good lights, the LEDs, particularly on low beam. Next is the $2,900 dual clutch transmission, which is your standard fare dual clutch transmission, 7-speed. Very similar to the transmission that was in the E92. I have no complaints. The super fast changes, fantastic transmissions these. I love these dual clutch transmissions. I know a lot of people give me grief for not buying a manual, but after you've had a dual clutch transmission, it's pretty hard to go back to driving a manual. Next is the Active M suspension, which is just an upgrade from the M suspension. Allows you to adjust the settings to 3 different levels: Comfort, Sport, and Sport Plus. 19-inch wheels are pretty self-explanatory. The power shade for $350 is pretty much a waste of money if you ask me, but I got it anyway. You press this little button here, and in the back a shade goes up. Does nothing really to protect anything. And finally, there's the Harman Kardon sound, $850, and I think this option is the best value option in the car. Honestly, this stereo system is blindingly good. I paid $5,000 for the upgraded stereo system in the 911, and this one kicks its ass. It really is an incredibly powerful system, and I really love the sound of it. Comes with you know, a 7-band equalizer and subwoofers under the seats and speakers everywhere. It's a beautiful sound. It's the best sounding stereo system I've ever had, and for $850 extra or $875 extra, it is a bargain. get it. Everyone should get that. So there we have it. I hope this has been of some use to people. I'm sorry that it's dragged on to almost half an hour long, this video. I never intended it to be so long, but you know, maybe some of it's useful to people, so that'll be good. Anyway, so thanks again for watching and hanging in there, and I will see you in my next video. Bye then.